Hey guys, it's the Abstractionist. I am here with Sagittarius new moon reading. Let's get started. Yeah. So, for the reading, I am using the Sun and Moon Tarot. I'm just gonna see if you guys are in there. There you go. Sun and Moon Tarot. And then the Marguerite Peterson. So these are the two, and then I have a third one that we'll do at the end. But it's not a tarot, so let's get it with these two. We'll do the ones that flipped over, I guess. I don't do reversal, so if they came out reversed, I wouldn't. Weird. All right. So we have the Prince of Cups. Ten of Wands. Two of Wands. So some of you guys may have been sick and you're recovering, and now you are ready to go. Ready to move forward. You've recuperated and recovered well. This could have been a particularly stressful illness for you guys. So if you were going through any ailments, it does seem like it was pretty stressful and pretty perhaps intense and perhaps widespread. Like maybe you had like a cold, but then it transitioned into more like chills, fever, things like that. And so it was a pretty intense feeling to go through. And the recovery has been long and hard because it is something that maybe depleted a lot of energy. Like you may have been struggling to like eat proper nutritious meals to keep your body fueled, and so it just was a really long process to get back to where you were. And I think you're starting to see, based on what I'm seeing, kind of the normal ways that you interact a little bit more, and you're getting back to normal on your own terms and what you think. For other people, it's getting back to normal on your own terms after some sort of event. But for most people, I kind of feel like it's more illness related, allergy related, ailment related, that kind of stopped you from doing some things. Like you may have had trips planned, you may have had things that you really enjoyed or wanted to do planned, but instead you had to kind of alter that, and it felt like kind of a burden to have to give that up. So a lot of you also may have to work through giving up certain things, sacrificing, and it may bring up the core wounds of why do you always have to sacrifice. So for some of you, you may be the oldest, you may be the one that, if not the oldest, had to put in, it seems like, a lot of emotional labor into the relationships that you had. You may have been the one that people went to even if you were younger. You may have been the one that people relied on. They kind of put you in a box of always being helpful and always being there for them. However, you may not have felt like people were there for you when you needed it. And so there is a little bit of trying to pour into your own cup and understanding your own emotional mastery journey, emotionalism journey, whatever you want to call it, and kind of clearing out the space so that you can kind of feel what you are and who you are without the like overall projections that take place when it comes to you, because you could have very long standing kind of like, it's not issues, but long standing kind of portrayals of being a certain way, and not being that way anymore is really frustrating to some people, and even kind of scary to some people, because they may think that they're getting less because of it, but they're really if they allow you to have the space, and really it's more of you need to make them understand that you're not going to be able to be in my space this much anymore, because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And when I come back from that space, we'll still have these kind of boundaries. Like, you know, you may be going offline. Like, I've been watching a lot of online, as an example, people going offline and stuff like that. Deactivating social media for maybe like a week, 2 weeks, 2-3 months, a year, stuff like that. So you may be taking this time away from other people, and as a result, they feel that kind of void. But the advice is to not immediately seek to refill it when you come back, so that you have the ability to kind of go forward, and you have the ability to go forward and the ability to talk to people with that boundary in place. You want that boundary in place. So you want to have these boundaries established because you don't want to relapse into feeling like everything is back on you. We're also in the holiday season where people feel very obligated, and it often seems like familial patterns start playing themselves out. So to avoid that, you need to just have boundaries. And when you have them, you stick to them. And there is this little bit of like feeling guilty or feeling like you shouldn't be like that, or people kind of acting like you shouldn't feel like that because they always knew you as a certain a way of being, and to kind of change that is kind of like weird to them, right? So just don't have any like guilt with that. Basically work through that kind of guilt of they're not going to be able to access me so much anymore, and you know, I give to all these people and I have to give to myself. Like, how do I do that? Things like that, basically. And we have the High Priestess. Maybe you can see it. The High Priestess. So you have the High Priestess. You kind of know that this is coming. It's not a surprise. It's not even a surprise to the people around you, but it's going to come off like one for them. I feel like you doing this kind of starts them on their own kind of individuation journey or healing whatever voids they have that you were plugging up because you unplugged and replugged yourself. You got rid of things. The void in the space was open. You begin to fill it with like healthier habits that served you and what you need to do and how you see the world. And as a result, whatever they were dealing with gets ripped away, and they have to refill and replug their own like voids with new positive things. And some people are going to do it better than others. Some people are going to have a really hard time with this. High Priestess, they're going to have a really hard time adjusting to that, and they're going to have a really hard time processing maybe long-held emotions regarding like relationships, and not just relationships romantically, of just like being in relationships, give and take and things like that. Like maybe having not processed it really like that often, if ever, and they're being confronted with it now. And so yeah, that's basically how that's gonna go. Lastly, we have the I have mindfulness on the go cards, so that's what they look like. Hopefully you can see it. And I'm gonna pull one and then we're gonna go. So it has become aware of your center. So great. Become aware of your center of gravity, called the hara in Japanese. It is located in the center of the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and midway between the front abdominal wall and the spine in the back. Whenever your mind wanders, bring your attention back to your center of gravity. Try to initiate all physical actions from the spine of your body. Okay. So that's that. I'm just gonna bring it closer to you so you can read it. You can pause it, and I'm gonna read the back. So doing this mindfulness exercise, people often notice that they have more stability, better balance, and more physical power. They also discover that resting in the hara affects the mind. It becomes quieter, more focused, and the field of awareness widens. We might be sitting in a meeting caught up in a heated discussion, but when we drop awareness into our center, we notice more of what is going on in the entire room, as well as all the people in it, the sound of a ticking clock, or someone's nervous cough. Anytime you feel off balance, drop your awareness into your center. It will stabilize your body, mind, and heart. So you need to do that for yourself. It seems like we all do. Bring more awareness. Right? Instead of trying to help people all over the place, you center yourself and then move forward like that, because that's going to help you. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Happy new moon, and I'll talk to you guys around the full moon, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.